Hey everybody, this is Matt. I'm making a new Heroclix video, and in this video we're talking about this year's Heroclix storyline organized play event, Civil War. My local venue got to play Civil War for the first time this past weekend. After watching 2 battle royales go down, I started to think about the overall balance of the set. If you don't know how the Civil War event works, each player chooses to either be anti-registration or pro-registration. Each Civil War booster pack contains 2 anti-registration pieces, 2 pro-registration pieces, and 1 neutral piece. Players make their team out of any pieces of their faction and any neutral pieces they pull. As I was judging 2 battle royales, I got to watch pieces from both sides compete against each other, and I noticed some stark, no pun intended, differences. After talking to a few players after the event was over, I decided to do some research on the set. As I was doing my research, more and more things jumped out at me and made me think that maybe this set is really not that balanced. The deeper I dig, the more I thought to myself, why would anybody choose this one side over the other one? And as a tournament organizer, this information has really made me rethink how I schedule future Civil War events. So let's get down to the basic statistical information. Let's start with the anti-registration side, or Captain America's team. Total range is 46. Average range is 2.875, and total clicks alive is 91. And here's some fun facts about the anti-registration side pieces. Anti-registration has 2 more pieces with Indomitable than pro-registration does. Anti-registration has 4 more pieces starting with Charge than the pro-registration side does. And finally, anti-registration has the only piece in the entire set that has probability control, but it's a super rare. Now let's look at the pro-registration side. Total range 61, average range 3.812, total clicks alive 90. Here's some fun facts about the pro-registration side pieces. Pro-registration has 3 less pieces with 0 range than the anti-registration side. Pro-registration has 4 more pieces starting out with running shot than the anti-registration side. And pro-registration has 4 more pieces starting out with damage reducers than the anti-registration side. Also, pro-registration has the only piece in the entire set with telekinesis, and it's a rare. Finally, pro-registration is the only side with pieces with the Thunderbolts trait that removes action tokens on a 5 or a 6. Here are my thoughts. On the first battle royale that I watched, we were playing on the map that has a bunch of walls and blocking terrain. This made it easier for the anti-registration pieces to get up closer to the pro-registration pieces before the pro-registration pieces could shoot them. Even then though, there was still a lot of really beefy, strong pro-registration pieces that were able to hold off for a long time. And while one pro-registration player got based really early on, the other pro-registration player was able to hang back the majority of the game and take pot shots at weak pieces. On the other hand, both anti-registration players got up in close combat with the opponents really quickly. Once all the characters got into one big group, it was really hard for any piece to move around without having to stop automatically. The indoor map definitely seemed to benefit the anti-registration pieces a little bit more than the pro-registration pieces, but it definitely didn't seem like it made it that hard on the pro-registration pieces to keep their range and get some cheap hits in. The outdoor map was a totally different beast. The outdoor map is completely wide open with a crater in the middle. And what happened on that map was players just completely ignored the crater and went around the edges of the map. In this case, range got off a lot of early attacks on the close combat dudes before the close combat dudes could get next to them. In one case, one of the pro-registration players drafted multiple Thunderbolts pieces and was able to make 2 attacks on a close combat piece, KOing it, and also rolling the 5 and 6 to remove both their action tokens. That was such a huge play. The other pro-registration player drafted 2 Iron Man pieces, which not only started out with Impervious, but has 7 range and could leadership tokens off of each other as if they were 100 points. One of the anti-registration players got cornered by both pro-registration players and lost a lot of his pieces before time was called. It was very hard for the anti-registration player to combat ranged attacks coming from 2 different directions. And while ranged pieces could shoot across the lower elevation, Close combat pieces had to run around the outside of the edge just to get to the opponent. It was very noticeable just how strong the pro registration pieces were on the outdoor crater map. I feel Heroclix has always had issues balancing ranged and close combat pieces, with ranged pieces usually having an edge. But from a sealed standpoint, this set really should be better balanced than this. While anti-registration has the only probability control piece, if the pro registration players build a theme team, they can also get theme team probability control. On the other hand, there's no way for the anti-registration team to replicate the telekinesis power that only the pro registration team has access to. And it's only the pro registration side that has the Thunderbolt pieces with that ridiculous trait that removes action tokens from them. I wish WizKids would have done more to help the close combat pieces get close to the ranged pieces without taking damage. And it makes me really consider how to run future Civil War events. Because if every player decides they want to be pro registration because they have the ranged pieces and thus the advantage, what's the point in there being two sides? So those are my overall thoughts on the Civil War set design. I think it could be balanced a lot better. And the Thunderbolt's trait really is just absolutely broken and sealed. And it's a real shame that the anti-registration side has no equivalent of that trait. I think in 9 out of 10 battles between a charged piece and a running shot piece, the running shot piece is going to hit first. And that's what makes this set imbalanced. So I hope you learned a lot about this set from this video. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I hope you have a great day, everybody. Bye bye.